Hey there, Sabine here. And so today I've been sitting with the power of surrender and what that actually looks like and what that means. I think in different seasons of our life, especially when we are getting ready to upgrade, up level, you name it, that while we can have the best of plans, the best strategy, we can have everything laid out and take all the action steps that need to be done to move things forward, that there's a critical step in that process of creating what it is that we're working towards that feels almost counterintuitive, but is such a critical part to the process. And that is surrendering, meaning that after you've done all of the steps, after you've taken all of the action, after you've expended all of your resources towards a goal, getting to a place that you can have that level of trust in God, in the universe, whatever you define it as, that says, okay, I've done my part. I've done everything that I can do, and now I'm surrendering it into your hands. And I think for those of us who are, again, high functioning, high achievers, like we really thrive on knowing the how and every step in the process. When we get to that point, that is the most critical point of the process. And it's critical for a couple different reasons. It's critical because at that stage, we go from, all right, I got this, to that space of not knowing and having all this uncertainty of how things are going to work out, when they're going to work out. And so it creates this level of fear and anxiety for what the next step would look like. And, most of us don't like feeling fear or anxiety, and it's uncomfortable. And so we tend to shy away from it. But what I've learned over the years through my own process and watching my clients have breakthroughs and up level and do all that stuff, like that is that critical moment. That is the moment that you cross whatever threshold it is that you need. And that fear and that discomfort and that anxiety is not a stopping point, or it's not resistance, but it's feedback. It's feedback to tell you that you are exactly where you need to be and this is where you stop. And I think the other thing when it comes to surrendering as well is that most of the time, what you planned for yourself when you actually surrender turns out being 100 times better than your strategy, than your plan, than everything that you have been working towards. And so surrender is something that I've had to learn through experience, and surrender is something that I've obviously coached my clients through. And I think it's a critical moment in the creation process, or critical moment in the goal achievement process, that we just don't talk enough about, because people assume that when we get to the other side, it's because of all the things that we actually did or the energy that we put towards a thing. But I think really the power, the expansion, the goal achievement itself, getting us to the other side of the finish line, really only happens once we are settled in our surrender. Surrender is not giving up. Surrender is saying, I've done all that I can do. And now, as part of the co creation process, I am giving this up to my higher power, my higher self, my God, my universe, whatever you call it, to help me finish the rest, to do the things that I cannot do, that I don't have the capacity to do at this time. So for those of you who are, you're moving towards the finish line for the end of the year, there are still things that you are looking to make happen. You want to see some results, and you have the next few weeks. I'm encouraging you, if you haven't already considered, now that you've done everything that you can, now that you've put all of the pieces in place, if things still aren't showing up, if still things still aren't moving you across that finish line, that maybe this is the time, this is the moment in the process, in the journey, that you choose to surrender, so that not only can your thing come to life or your goal achieved, but that you'll also be able to have something that is even better or greater or multiplied than what you had originally imagined. So that's what I have for you today. Have a great rest of the day. Take care.